listen, I'm surmising here, but having been in dressing rooms, I kind of think I know what's going on here. Is he's got a bunch of yes men alongside him and the coaching staff probably who've said, listen, we're not actually playing that bad. And they've got all these stats out and, look at the stats, look at this and look at that and look at the possession and look at the territory in the game. And somebody suggested to him that he could roll this out and it might take the heat off him. I kind of get the feeling, having been in situations where I've listened to coaches talk, 4 or 5 of them amongst each other, that can be the nonsense that he might be getting. Now, as Don said, he's clearly not a stupid guy, but to not have filtered any nonsense like this out is just scary. They've got a big game coming up against Manchester City. Yes, it's a cup game. It's the least important thing for him at this moment in time. But the most important thing for him is not to get an embarrassment again. And that will depend on what side one he puts out, but more importantly, what Guardiola decides to do, because this could be a pivotal week. Chelsea at the weekend, rolling out all this guff to the media. Players will be talking about it behind his back. I don't know. This ship is sailing without a sail at the moment, and it's blowing in the wind, and whatever way it goes, nobody knows.
Craig, if you're in charge of that ship, and he is your captain, to carry on your analogy, you've got, as you say, Manchester City, you've got Chelsea, you've got Brighton, you've got West Brom before the FA Cup. You've got 4 matches. What do you need to see in those 4 matches to keep the job? Well,
as I think Stevie pointed out at the weekend, it's clearly the problems are fundamentally deeper than Wenger, than Emery, and now a new coach and Arteta. It goes a lot deeper than that with player recruitment and so forth. But as I said on Saturday, Dan, when the pressure gets applied, and there's no fans at the moment, and we know with the new restrictions there won't be any in the foreseeable future. But when fans are maybe waiting outside, or when a pressure's getting applied to a sporting director or a board or ownership, and online social media are hammering all these people, they will look for a scapegoat. Whether we believe Arteta is getting enough time or not, owners, chief execs and sporting directors will look for a scapegoat because they never want it to be their fault. So if it continues, there is only one scapegoat, and that is the manager. So results would be the answer to your question. Quick results, whether it's ugly, it doesn't matter. Like Chelsea got tonight, a pretty ugly win in the end, but it was job done. If they get some of them without playing great, job done for the time being. But if we're looking at another 5 or 6 potentially straight defeats, potentially, oh boy, it's going to be an interesting January.
Don, do we say no wins in 4 and he's gone?
Yeah, I think so. As long as you're competitive in the Man City game, if you lost it but you were competitive and you showed a bit of fight and a bit of spirit and some graft and you lost the game, not the end of the world. If you then went into the Chelsea game, you showed the same sort of character and the spirit, and you got beat or you drew, not the end of the world. But if you lost against Brighton and lost against West Brom, I honestly can't see how Arteta keeps his job.
Well, if he loses against Chelsea, West Brom and Brighton, Don, the City game could probably go because it's City and it's the Cup, and he'll make changes and he'll use that as an excuse. But those 3 league games, Don, if it's 3 straight defeats and others around them are winning down the bottom, wow, there's a big decision to be made.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN+.